Do you feel like you don't really fit in? Do you feel like you're the black sheep at times in your family, at your job, in this world? You just feel like you don't fit in. Well, if so, stick around because these 7 reasons could be the reason why you don't fit into this world. So, one reason why you feel like you don't fit in could be the fact that maybe you're the type of person that sees through the illusions while everybody is navigating through life, not questioning anything, and you have a bunch of people who are just a bunch of followers and sheep. Maybe you're the type of person that questions everything. You see through the illusions of society, the lies, the manipulation. You know that there's a deeper meaning of life, right? You're the type of person that's considered the deep one. You want to know the who, the when, the where, the why. You want to know things. You want to question things. You know that there's more than what meets the eye. And sometimes that makes you feel different. While everybody else is going right, you're the type of person that's like, I'm going to go left. You don't follow the crowd. So, speaking of not following the crowd, you may be the type of person that wants truth over comfort. You prefer truth. You're a truth seeker, you're a truth teller. And a lot of people who have that type of personality or mindset often feel alone. Even though people say all the time that they prefer you tell them the truth, but sometimes people can't handle the truth, but not you. You're not afraid of hard answers. You're not afraid of somebody telling you the truth, even if it changes your perspective at times, even if it changes your worldview. You prefer the truth over comfort. And sometimes that will make you feel like an outcast, especially when you're surrounded by a bunch of liars, manipulators, narcissistic people. And delivering the truth and accepting the truth at times, it's not easy. But you know that is better than living a lie. So, another reason why you feel like you don't fit into this world could be the fact that maybe you're the type of person that struggles with superficiality. You don't like small talk. You don't like shallow connections. Again, just going back to being the deep one and knowing that there's a deeper meaning of life. So that goes for everything. And it's not to say that every conversation has to be deep. Everything has to be like super, detailed and deep all the time. No, you just like things that has meaning. You like meaningful connections, meaningful conversations. And you feel like if it's just something that's just wasting your time, something that has no type of meaning to it, you just feel like, why am I doing this? There's no real meaning to this. You don't really like surface level things. You like depth, you like strong bonds, and sometimes you may feel different because of that. So, another reason why you feel like you don't fit in is spiritual opposition. We are in this world, but not of it. Okay, so I want to read John 15, verse 18 through 19, which says, "If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you." That's a whole bar right there. So because you are not of this world and you're set apart, which God has called you to be, he called you to be different. You were never meant to fit in. So the world will hate you. You will deal with spiritual opposition. It's expected. It is expected for you to feel like the black sheep. It is expected for you to feel different. If the world hated Christ, then who are you? Who are we to expect the world to love us? No, God said be set apart. You're not supposed to be seeking validation from the world. So you're going to feel like you don't fit in. You're going to feel different. You're going to think differently than everybody else, as you should. Do you know that it takes a different level of strength and discipline to not follow the crowd, even when you may feel like you have the desire to, even when you feel like you're being tempted to do something that everybody else is doing? And the fact that you're actually going the opposite way, you're actually saying, no, I'm not going to be like the world, embrace that because God has a specific purpose and calling for you, which requires you to be different. It requires you to not fit in. It requires you to go the opposite way when everybody else is going one way. It requires you to be a truth teller. It requires you to be a truth seeker. So another reason could be the fact that you're the type of person that is very sensitive to energy. The world will call it being an empath, but I just like to say it's just having discernment or having the gift of discerning spirits. You may sense things that other people don't. And sometimes that can be very, very overwhelming and draining. You can sense and feel the energy in a room. You can feel the emotions of others. And you can also sense and feel spiritual forces, which is a gift. This is a gift. All right. So that could be a reason why you feel like you don't fit into this world, because you feel like whenever you go places, you just feel different spirits. You just feel the energy. You feel good energy at times and sometimes bad. Right. And sometimes when you're dealing with the bad, it gets very heavy. Energy is very real. Vibration is very real. The spiritual realm is very real. So you may have that gift where you're just very sensitive to energy. And other people may not understand this. They may look at you like you're crazy, like you're making things up, right? Because they don't understand. They don't feel what you feel. They don't see what you see. They don't hear what you hear, right? They don't sense what you sense. So not everybody is going to get it. And sometimes that makes you feel like an outcast and a loner. And sometimes you feel like it's hard to explain to people. So speaking of the spiritual realm, another reason why you don't fit in could be the fact that you deal with heavy spiritual battles. The higher the purpose, sometimes the higher the spiritual battle is. Okay, so your spiritual battles are very heavy. It's a lot. Usually that means that you have a serious high calling on your life and purpose. So you're going to deal with a lot of obstacles, a lot of temptation, resistance, spiritual battles, but you cannot give up, because all of it is for a bigger purpose. One of the reasons why you're constantly dealing with so many different obstacles and adversities is because you are on a different path. You are different. And what the enemy is going to try to do is take you off course of the path that God has for you, the calling that God has for you, the purpose that God has for you. And the type of spiritual warfare that you're dealing with seems so much greater than what everybody else is dealing with. Right? Like you feel like maybe, you're a target and like, why is this happening to me? Why am I dealing with this? How come it's me? How come my spiritual warfare just seems like it's just so much and nonstop? Okay, again, it's because you are on a different path. Maybe you were living one way and now you change your life. Now you're on a different path. Now your values and priorities are different. Now you're building your relationship with God. So of course the enemy doesn't want that. And some of the obstacles that you deal with could be that God is just testing you. Sometimes he's just testing to see if you're ready for the next step. He could be testing your faith. Maybe he's testing to see if you're ready for that blessing or opportunity. So sometimes it could be the fact that God is testing you. But again, do not give up. Another reason why you feel like you don't fit in could be the fact that you're just called to something great. Going back to dealing with a lot of spiritual battles, that could be one of the main reasons why you're dealing with so much spiritual warfare. It's because God is calling you for something great. You have a high calling on your life. So you have a disconnect from this world. Your disconnect from the world is not a flaw. There is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And don't let anybody make you feel like there is something wrong with you. No, you're just disconnected from this world. You know there's a deeper meaning of life. You know that there's more to life than what the world tells you, what the media tells you, what society tells you. It's a sign that you're meant for something beyond the ordinary. And what if that something is beyond what most people can see? What if that something is part of your calling? Part of your purpose? You're not meant to fit in if your purpose and calling is higher. You're meant to rise up. You're meant to go on a different path. You're meant to be set apart. It's to awaken. It's to go down a path that few people are willing to take. So hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know in the comment section below if any of these reasons resonated with you. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.